Let me guess. You became a mom. You gave up your job or scaled back or just stopped being whoever you were before. And somewhere between the third load of laundry and cutting someone's grapes into fourths, because apparently halves are a choking hazard now, you thought, wait, is this it? And then you felt guilty for thinking that because how dare you want more when you have so much, right? Yeah, we're talking about that day. Hey, welcome back. I'm Felicia, stay-at-home mom, currently learning to close deals, building something from my couch during nap times, and apparently also a licensed grape cutter. If you're new here, this channel is about the real stuff: motherhood, money, mindset, and figuring out who you are when your entire identity just got a complete rebrand without your consent. Today's topic: your purpose did not disappear when you had kids. It didn't die. It didn't retire. It's not selfish to want it back. And I'm going to say some things today that nobody in your mom group is going to say, but that everybody in that group is thinking. So if you've been feeling lost, unfulfilled, guilty about wanting more, or like you traded your ambition for a diaper bag, this one's for you. Let's get into it. Okay, so first we can talk about this idea that once you became a mom, you are supposed to feel complete. Like the narrative is, you have a baby, your heart grows 3 sizes. You gaze into their eyes, and suddenly you don't need anything else. You are whole, you are fulfilled, you are a Hallmark movie. And some days, genuinely, that is true. I look at my kids and I'm like, yeah, this is everything, right? But then there are other days, the days where you haven't had a conversation with another adult that wasn't about someone's nap schedule. When you're scrolling on LinkedIn at midnight, not because you're job hunting, but because you just need to remember that you used to have skills that didn't involve negotiating with the toddler. And here's what nobody tells you: wanting more doesn't mean you love your kids less. It means you're a full human being with a brain and a history and ambitions that existed before your uterus got involved. Well, the complete mom myth is honestly one of the most damaging things we sell women because it sets you up to feel like something is wrong with you when the wholeness doesn't come, or when it comes and you still want more. You're not broken. You're just someone who had a little life before this. And surprise, that person didn't disappear. She just got really, really tired. So what happens when you keep pushing that feeling down? You know the feeling I'm talking about. The low-grade restlessness, the I should be happy, why am I not happy spiral. The comparing yourself to people online who seem like they have it figured out, and then hating yourself for comparing. Here's what I've seen happen, and what I personally experienced. You start pouring from an empty cup. And I know, the phrase is on every Pinterest board since 2014, but it's true. When you have nothing that fills you up, no purpose, no growth, no identity outside of mom, you start to resent the very people you're sacrificing for. And then you feel guilty about that resentment. And the guilt makes you give more. And then you're more empty. It's a cycle. You lose yourself slowly, not in a dramatic way, in a way where one day you're trying to introduce yourself at a party and you realize the only things you can say about yourself are things your kids have done. And that's cute. It's also kind of terrifying. And the financial piece hits different. When you have no income of your own, you lose a layer of independence that is really hard to explain until it's gone. It changes how you make decisions. It changes how you ask for things. It changes how you feel in your own life. And we don't talk about that enough. Purpose isn't just a nice to have. It's connected to your mental health, your sense of self, your relationships, and yes, your financial freedom. It's actually kind of serious. All right, can we just do a quick shame audit? I want you to think about the last time you told someone you wanted to start a business, make money from home, build a brand, get back into sales, whatever your thing is, and they said something like, oh, but don't you want to be present for your kids? Or your personal favorite? That's cute, but isn't that a lot? First of all, rude. Second of all, why is wanting things coded as being a bad mom? Tell me, seriously. Nobody asks dads that question. They really don't. Nobody looks at a man building a side business and goes, but are you present enough? That is a question that gets reserved specifically for mothers, and it's exhausting. Here's what I want you to hear. Earning money is not abandonment. Building something is not neglect. Having goals is not selfishness. In fact, and I really believe this, modeling ambition for your kids is one of the most powerful things you can do. You want your daughter to know she can build something. You want your son to grow up respecting women as capable, driven humans. Let him watch you become one. The shame around moms wanting income, purpose, and identity is a system designed to keep us small, and I'm not here for it. You are allowed to want more. Full stop. No asterisk, no, but make sure the kids are fed first. Disclaimer needed. Okay, so I can't just spend 15 minutes hyping you up and then leaving you with nothing practical. That's not the vibe here. So let's talk about what you can actually do when you're ready to reconnect with your purpose, especially as a stay-at-home mom who doesn't have 40 hours a week to dedicate to a career pivot. Step one, separate purpose from job. Your purpose might be tied to a skill you have: sales, writing, coaching, hairstyling, teaching, creative work. But purpose isn't just a job title. It's the feeling of being useful, growing, contributing, being seen for something other than caregiving, just like me. Start there. What used to make you feel like you? Ask yourself. Okay. Step two, give yourself permission to be a beginner again. One of the hardest things about starting over or starting something new is the ego check. You used to be good at something. You had status, and now you're watching YouTube tutorials and Googling basic things, and it feels embarrassing. It actually isn't. It's brave. Beginners are just experts at the start of their story. Step three, find the overlap. The most sustainable thing you can build right now is something that overlaps with your real life. If you're already doing research on products your kids use, that's content. If you've become a pro at managing a household on one income, that's a skill someone will pay for. If you're great at connecting with people, that's sales. Your mom life is not separate from your purpose at all. It might actually be your purpose, packaged differently. Step four, start small. You gotta start somewhere and stop waiting for perfect conditions. Nap time is 20 minutes. That's 20 minutes. Early morning before everyone wakes up, that's yours. You don't need a home office, a ring light, and a business plan before you start. You need direction and a decision. The rest you figure out as you go. I am building this right now from actually my desk/storage area. Not because I have it all figured out, but because I decided I wasn't going to wait until I did. Okay, so here's what I want you to take away from this video. You are not just a mom. you were someone before that, and she's still in there, probably a little tired, definitely a little overlooked, but absolutely still there. Wanting purpose is not a betrayal of your family. It's an investment in yourself, which is ultimately an investment in them. And if you're somewhere in that space right now, that in between place where you know you want more, but you don't know what that looks like yet, I just want you to know that feeling is a signal, not a flaw. So I encourage you to follow it. If this video hits different for you, I'd love it if you drop a comment below. Tell me, what's the one thing you haven't let yourself want yet? Because I think a lot of us are carrying the same thing and nobody's saying it out loud. Like this video if it resonated with you. Subscribe if you're new. I'm posting about motherhood, mindset, remote work, and building income from home. And we keep it very real around here. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.